Abhamadena sambadita Adha imaya padipadaya Jara maranama Primujjaisami Idhame punyam Asavakhya vaham Hodu Idhame punyam Nibbanasa Paccaya hotu Imano punyabhagam Sabbasatanandema Sabbe satta Sukhita hontu. Today is the 12th March 1998. Our previous Dhamma talk was not recorded on the tape. So I think to have a continuity of Dhamma, we should talk about the same topic little bit. We explain to the meditators the 5 mental faculties which every meditator must be endowed with. And also, these 5 mental faculties must be sharp and powerful and kept in balance. Visuddhimagga, the manual of a Buddhist meditation, mentions how a meditator can make these 5 mental faculties stronger, sharper, and more powerful. It mentions 9 ways of sharpening these 5 mental faculties. But we have to we have no time to deal with these 9 ways today, because we have to repeat some aspects of these 5 mental faculties. As you know, 5 mental faculties are Saddha, Sati, Viriya, Saddha, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. These 5 mental faculties are also known as Bala, Bala in Pali, which is translated into strengths or powers. So these 5 mental faculties are also the strength of a meditator, which enable the meditator to attain the enlightenment and the cessation of suffering. Saddha, confidence or faith through right understanding of Dhamma. Viriya, strenuous effort. Sati, continuous and constant mindfulness. Samadhi, deep concentration. And Panya, insight, enlightenment, or wisdom, or understanding. This Panya can be translated into knowledge too. But that Panya, which is translated into knowledge, is a very weak, very superficial, not deep enough. When Panya refers to insight and enlightenment, it's a profound, deep, because this a kind of a Panya, insight or enlightenment, can be attained through personal experience and meditation. By learning or by theoretical knowledge, one cannot attain this kind of a Panya, insight or enlightenment. But in the 5 mental faculties, this Panya mainly refers to insight and enlightenment, but it refers to some knowledge of Dhamma and wisdom or understanding of Dhamma. So, Saddha and Panya must be kept in balance. Confidence and faith or understanding or knowledge must be kept in balance. Samadhi and Virya must be kept in balance. Concentration and effort must be kept in balance. Sati, mindfulness, can never be set to be excessive. So when confidence of faith, Saddha, is stronger than Panya, knowledge or understanding, one can one can easily believe, and whatever one was told about, or any idea or doctrine, or in any person. So he becomes a credulous. If he is a credulous, he tends to believe in any idea or system or doctrine very easily. Then he may believe in the wrong idea or path or doctrine, which makes him suffer. But in meditation, when meditator experiences some unusual thing, meditator experience. Suppose he comes to differentiate between the note mind and the object, the rising and falling movement. Very clearly, the note mind is one process. The rising movements is another one. These are not one and the same. They are the two separate processes of mentality and physicality. If he experiences it, or if he realizes it through his experiential knowledge, by observing rising and falling movement very attentively, then he judges what the Buddha taught is right. When we observe rising and falling movement, then the observing mind, the noting mind, is one thing. The thing which is observed, rising or falling movement, is another thing. So these are the two separate phenomena. One is a mental phenomena, the other is a physical phenomena. If we do not practice this mindfulness meditation, And if our concentration is not good enough on this process of rising and falling movement, we won't be able to differentiate between mental phenomena, physical phenomena in this way. Then we think these dual processes of mental and physical phenomena to be me, or a person, a being itself. Actually, neither of the dual phenomena is a person, a being itself. The mental state, the notamai, is the mental process. It's neither a person nor a being, not itself. And physical phenomena, rising movements and falling movements, are also not a person, not a being, not itself. It's actually is the process of material phenomena, physical phenomena. Because he comes to differentiate between the object and the subject as the two separate processes of mentality and physicality. He is very much pleased with it. He is happy with his experience and with his realization. Then he thinks about the Buddha's enlightenment and the Buddha's compassion for his disciple to realize such a thing. In this way, he thinks is very much grateful to the Buddha who teaches us this right path which leads us to realization of the true nature of mental and physical phenomena. In this way, he thinks about the Buddha, the Dhamma, and he analyzes it. But he could not analyze it. He thinks about the greatness of the Buddha, his gratitude to the Buddha, and so on. In this way, his mindfulness is disturbed, concentration is broken. Then he can't make progress further. His meditation stopped there because of a lack of mindfulness and weakness of concentration. That is the disadvantage of saddha, confidence and faith, which is stronger than the knowledge or understanding. Then this is saddha, confidence must be balanced with panya, knowledge. Oh, this is wrong. If I think about the Buddha's attributes or the Buddha's greatness or the benefit of Dhamma, it's wrong. It's a kind of a distraction. What I should do is to be mindful of whatever arises as it is. Only to be mindful of what's happening is the right path for me to lead to the cessation of suffering. In this way, Panya, knowledge of Dhamma or understanding of Dhamma, leads him to the right path. Then his saddha, confidence, becomes imbalanced with the panya, knowledge. Then he continues to be mindful of what is happening to his body and mind as it is. He is on the right path. Hopeful to attain higher stages of knowledge, enlightenment, and the cessation of suffering. When panya, knowledge of Dhamma or understanding of Dhamma, is stronger than saddha, faith or confidence, or more powerful than saddha, he may analyze what the technique of meditation, or he may analyze the doctrine of the Buddha. He may analyze any experience he have in meditation. He may consult his experience with his theoretical knowledge of Dhamma. The scripture says so and so. Now I experience this. This is not in conformity with what the scripture said. Or it's quite right. It's a very much conformity with, in conformity with what the Buddha said. In this way, he analyzes his experience. Then this is also distraction, uddaca. It's a mindfulness is broken, concentration is broken, because of his analytical knowledge and conceptualization of experience. Then he can't make progress in his meditation. Then what he should do is he should keep in his mind the omniscient Buddha teaches us this technique of meditation, mindfulness meditation, through his personal experience of Dhamma, not by learning from any teacher. So it can never be wrong. It's always right. So I believe in it. In this way, he should increase his faith or confidence in the technique and the doctrine of the Buddha. Then he won't analyze any longer. He won't think about anything he experienced or the technique. Then that saddha will lead him to the right path. Be mindful of what is happening at this moment as it is. Then he will be able to continue his practice by being aware of each and every mental state and physical process arising at this moment as it is. Then he can attain higher stages of insight, knowledge, and enlightenment, and the cessation of suffering. In this way, panya, knowledge or understanding, should be balanced with saddha. In the same way, when a meditator is greedy or ambitious to attain enlightenment or to live in peace, having uprooted all agitated mental state, negative mental states, physical mental defilements. So he strives his best, put in too much effort in the practice, day and night. He determined, I must attain enlightenment in a week's time. Then he put too much effort in the practice. When he notes rising movement and falling movement, he very strained himself, put in the effort in the practice, noting it too much attentively. Then he became so restless. So his mind doesn't go to the object very well. It's not concentrated on it very well. It goes astray. Then, the more the mind is distracted, the more effort he put in the practice and the noting, then the more distraction comes into his mind. Later on, sometimes he is angry with his practice. Sometimes he is disappointed with his practice, because though I put enough such an effort, strenuous effort, I couldn't concentrate my mind on any object of meditation. I may not hopeful, hopeless. Then he may give up the practice, or he may cry over it, or he may have the great deal of anger with his practice. These are the disadvantage of too much effort. Then his too much effort should be balanced with the concentration. He should do either meditation or recollections of Buddha's attribute, Buddha Nosati Bhavana. Then that meditation or recollections of Buddha's attributes make his mind calm and concentrated to a certain extent. The mind will become calm to a certain extent. At that time he can switch on Vipassana. But his effort must be steady, not too much. That's the one way. The effort is balanced with concentration. Then another way is not to practice any kind of samatha meditation, either metta or buddhanussati. He should continue his insight meditation, but he should relax himself both mentally and physically. Sometimes he may take rest for some times, say about 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, calming his mind. Then he observe rising and falling movement very calmly and slowly, keeping in the mind that I won't expect any progress. What I should do is to be aware of it, to be mindful of whatever arises in my body and mind as it is, calmly, steadily. With this attitude in mind, he should observe rising movement calmly and precisely, not much attentively, but steadily, rising, falling, rising, falling. When the mind goes out, do not be disappointed. It's a nature for the mind to go out, to wander. There's no mind which does not wander or does not think about something else. If we have mind, we have a wandering, thinking, distraction. It's a nature. With this in his mind, then observe the wandering mind, wandering. Do not follow until the end of the wandering mind. About 5 or 6 times noting, then bring the mind back to the primary object steadily and calmly, rising, falling, rising, falling. In the walking too, he should not note many objects. He should note left, right, or lifting, dropping, very precisely and calmly. Or lifting, pushing, dropping. 3 noting is enough. Not more than that. Observe the lifting very precisely. Perceiving actual movement of lifting. Then pushing forward. Observing precisely and closely with relaxation, both mentally and physically. Perceiving actual movement of pushing forward. Then dropping. Being aware of actual movement of the dropping. In this way, with the calmness and relaxation, without any expectation in the progress, observing each movement, lifting, pushing, dropping, or lifting, dropping 2 times, to noting. Then gradually his mind will be calm and concentrate to a certain extent on the object of meditation. When the concentration gradually gains momentum, then he is on the right path. He should take lesson here because of too much effort. I have got into trouble. So too much effort is not beneficial for me in this meditation. Steady effort and some degree of a concentration and constant mindfulness will help me to attain the higher stages of insight and so on. In this way, too much effort can be checked and can be kept in balance with concentration. If concentration is stronger than effort, the concentration tends to change into sloth and torpor, sleepiness. Because when meditator can observe any mental states of physical process very easily and very well, his mind becomes concentrated and more deeply. Concentration becomes deeper. Then he put some effort. Concentration becomes deepening. He can easily concentrate the mind on any object which is arising at this moment. When the domain arises, he can concentrate on it very easily, comfortably, as if without much effort. Then, because of a deep concentration, because of a very strong concentration, his mental effort becomes less and less. The effort becomes reduced gradually, but the mind is concentrated well. Then eventually, he hasn't enough effort in the noting or the practice. Because of a weak effort, the mind becomes sluggish, heavy. Then gradually, the concentration changes into sloth and torpor. Then meditator feel nodding, imitating the chameleon. I don't know my pronunciation is correct. Chameleon. You know, he's nodding. Why? Because concentration is stronger, the effort is weak. So the mind becomes sluggish and heavy, then it changes into sleepiness, drowsiness, sloth and torpor. At that time, what should you do with this situation of a meditation? What should you do? Yes, you should enjoy drowsiness. Huh? And the Buddha's teaching, there's two words, Seya Sukha, Medha Sukha. Seya Sukha, Medha Sukha. There's when a person wake up in the morning, but he doesn't want to get up, so he doesn't open his eyes. Then he rolls through this side and that side. That's it. Enjoying sleepiness. It's called Seya Sukha. Enjoyment of sleeping. But when in sitting meditation, a meditator feels sleepy, he doesn't know that it's sleepy. Because if he notes sleepiness attentively, then sleepiness will go away, then he won't enjoy it. Yes. That's called enjoyment of sleepiness, is on top of Medha Sukha in Pali. So, should you enjoy it or should you try to overcome it? Trying to overcome it. How can you try to overcome it? Because your effort in the noting is weak, so you feel sleepy, heavy in the mind and the body too. So you put more effort in the noting. Note sleepiness more attentively. Sleepy, like that. Sometimes not mental noting, but bowel noting should be done. Yes. Bowel noting. Sleepy, like that. Then the mind becomes instigated and becomes alert and active. Then sleepiness goes away. But sometimes there are some meditator who has in this situation half enjoyment and half noting. You follow? Half enjoyment of sleepiness and half noting. It means he can put enough effort in the noting. He note sleepy. Can he overcome sleepiness? Can't. Yes. Put strenuous effort in the noting, and note more attentively, energetically. Sleepy, drowsy. Then sleepiness will go away. If it doesn't work, then you should open the eyes. With the eye open, you should note drowsy, sleepy. Then you will be able to overcome their state of sluggishness. Not only you, but Also the Venerable Moggallana, the second ranked disciple of the Buddha. When she was about to attain enlightenment, after he listened to the Buddha's discourse, he attained the first stage of enlightenment, Sotapatimagga, stream entry. But for the higher 3 stages of enlightenment, he had to practice meditation. He practiced it near a village named Kanlawalaputta. He wanted to sit. He went to his seat under a tree and sat down and practiced mindfulness. In a short time he feels sleepy and drowsy. He observed it. He couldn't overcome it, because this drowsiness, sleepiness is produced by tiredness. It can be easily overcome. But the Buddha, living in his monastery in Veluvana, knew the situation of a Venerable Moggallana's meditation. So he came to the Venerable Moggallana and sat on a seat prepared for him. In the time of the Buddha, every monk has to put a seat for the Buddha near him when the Buddha comes and encourage him. The Buddha has to sit on it there. So the omniscient Buddha came to the Moggallana and sat on the seat. The Venerable Moggallana seems to be not wake up. He seems to continue to be drowsy, sleepy in front of the Buddha, because he was very much tired. Then the Buddha said, Moggallana, are you feel sleepy? Are you sleepy? Only at that moment the Venerable Moggallana becomes awake. And then sleepiness go. Sleepiness gone. But the Buddha taught the Moggallana the 7 ways of overcoming sleepiness. That discourse is known as Pachalaya Mana Sutta. Pachalaya Mana Sutta. But I don't want to deal with it now. Why? Because there's no time. Yeah. But one of the way the Buddha said to the Moggallana is, Moggallana, if you feel sleepy, if it's not overcome by the weights that I taught you, then you should do as I told you now. When you feel sleepy and it's not overcome, you should pull your ear and twist it. Very good method, huh? Yes, you should try. Pull your ear and twist it by both hands. That's one of the 7 ways of overcoming this sleepiness. Yes, if you put strenuous effort in the noting and note sleepiness more attentively, energetically, with the eye open, but it doesn't work, then you should pull your ear and twist it so that you can cry over. Then your mind will be alert and active. Sleepiness will go away. It's a sure way. Yeah. And sleepiness, which is produced by lack of effort and stronger concentration, can be overcome by walking meditation too. So you get up, do not continue to sit, get up and walk. You should do brisk walking, walking strongly and quickly, but observing the movement of the body, walking, that's all. Not left and right, not lifting, pushing, dropping, walking. In this way too, you can overcome this sleepiness because your effort becomes stronger by walking, brisk walking. Sleepiness goes away. About 6 or 7 years ago, when I conducted meditation retreat in Thailand, the 2 Dutch ladies, nuns, the Buddhist nuns, joined a retreat. The younger one, about 35 years old. In the early morning, every morning she felt sleepy. She couldn't sit very well, she couldn't walk very well, even walking. She felt sleepy, drowsy. Sometimes she goes astray because of sleepiness. I taught her many ways to overcome this sleepiness. That it didn't work. So I told her, yes, you should walk backward to overcome this sleepiness. She did. She did backward. Walking area is also very good, very large. She did walking backward. Only one walking meditation overcome her sleepiness. She was very much pleased. Whenever she is sleepy, she walks backward. Then later on, that nun came to my meditation center in Rangoon and continue her practice. About 2 years. Then again went home back to Netherlands. And then about after 3 months, then I came to continue her practice at meditation center. Another 1 year and so on. She was very much successful. So, the point is, when you feel sleepy or drowsy, it comes from either concentration or any other source. What you should do is to put more effort in the noting and note every object, especially sleepiness, more attentively and energetically. Then it will go away. If it doesn't go away, with the eye open you note it, then it will go away. If it doesn't go away, what you should do is pull your ear and twist. Then if it doesn't work, you get up and walk backward. And backward walking, you have to put more effort in the noting. That's why sleepiness goes away. So, in this way, the 5 mental faculties must be kept in balance. Then you can make a progress in your meditation. Enough, I think. Tomorrow we'll continue.